kind of fun, we're just kind of waiting. All right, ready? All right, so welcome and thank you for joining me this evening. I'm Mayor Myron Bailey, I suppose I get my name right here, and I'm excited to be here this evening. Recently, I was asked to sum up the state of our city, and I chose one word, and that is fantastic. But there is another word that describes our proud, sorry, I goofed him up already, proud and prosperous city, and that word is works. We live in a city that works, plain and simple. Our residents work hard too to support their families. 97.5% of our city is employed. That is an absolutely amazing number. You want me to keep going here? All right. Our neighbors work together to support each other through volunteering by giving of time or money to support those in need. Our city staff members, from our police officers and firefighters to finance, economic development, parks and recreation employees, they all work incredibly hard. Public Works, it goes without saying, it's in the name. Our public works staff is absolutely amazing. Volunteers who work on our various commissions and task forces to make this the best place to live, work, and play. We partner with dozens of civic and social service entities who work across the East Metro area. We work well with other cities who share our borders. We also work well with Washington County and the state of Minnesota. And think about it, in the past month, we've opened 2 great places in our community to go work out. Cottage Grove is a city that works hard every day. It's always been that way. Its staff, its citizens, you are what makes the difference in Cottage Grove, and we work very well together. And you can say that with a lot of confidence. I'd like to start by thanking a few people who rolled up their sleeves to help us thrive and grow as a community on a daily basis. First of all, Councilmember Lorraine Mills, David Thiede, Steve Dennis, and our newest council member, Wayne Butt. Thank you all for your service to our community. It is an honor to be serving beside you. I'd also like to thank our legislative partners, first of all, State Senator Carla Bingham, State Representative Tony Juergens, State Representative Ann Claflin, and Washington County Commissioner Wayne Johnson. Your partnership and tireless efforts really provide significant value to our community. I would be remiss if I didn't recognize the members of our Chamber of Commerce who have joined us this evening, and to the men and women who serve on the various city commissions, committees, and task forces. Thank you for your time, energy, and service. Also in attendance, I want to recognize our amazing department leaders, including our City Administrator, Jennifer Levitt, our Public Safety Director, Pete Kerner, Finance Director, Robin Rowland, Community and Economic Development Director, Christine Costello, Public Works Director, Les Burston, and Parks and Recreation Director, Zach Doctor. And to those of you watching online or on cable, thank you for joining us this evening. So where are we as a city right now, and where are we headed in the months ahead? Well, this is where pride and prosperity meet. A community that gives as much as it grows. Cottage Grove is a safe community and has a high level of service, and we will continue to sustain that into the future. It is a fantastic place to learn, and most importantly, an incredible place to live. We have 56 dedicated and driven professionals who provide public safety service to our great city. We have fully converted into a fire paramedic model, and we're answering our calls quickly, efficiently, and effectively. Our firefighters and paramedics are there when you need them the most. The Central Fire Station has helped us consolidate and centralize some of our operations, which has greatly enhanced our service delivery model. The 10-bay, 31,000 square foot facility will be the cornerstone for our fire medic operations for decades to come. Our firefighters maintain an average fire response time of less than 7 minutes. This is one of the quickest response times in the state of Minnesota. And I can assure you, after talking to our fire chief, he has vowed to continue with this amazing response rate. Also, with the help of generous community donations, we'll be equipping our firefighters with new thermal imagers. All told, our police department is fully staffed with 42 officers who remain connected to our residents through increased community policing and enhanced business partnerships. We will continue to keep school resource officers in our high school and both middle schools. In 2019, you'll also continue to see our officers reading to kids, stopping by lemonade stands, proactively visiting with business owners, and answering all calls with compassion and professionalism. This year, officers will continue to lead their profession in training and development. By year's end, all of our officers will have crisis intervention training, something our Director of Public Safety is really proud of. And half of our officers will receive trauma-informed victim interview training to improve investigative techniques and better serve victims of domestic violence and sexual assault. And perhaps you've driven by our HERO Center, which is under construction right next to City Hall. HERO stands for Health and Emergency Response Occupations. We are building a state-of-the-art training facility for EMS, fire, and police professionals that will be used by our first responders and other agencies throughout the area. The facility will offer classroom space, virtual simulation, indoor training pods with movable walls, and large outdoor training areas for fire pump operations, police canine teams, and paramedic crews. But here's the best part. Everyone has chipped in to create this amazing facility. The project is funded with state dollars, bonding appropriations, and funding from the Washington County Telecommunications Commission and the South Washington County Watershed District. The City of Cottage Grove and our 50-50 partner in the project, the City of Woodbury, will share the remaining costs of the facility. We are now speaking with a multitude of agencies in the Twin Cities who will use this facility and significantly contribute to the training center's operational costs, and I should mention that the construction of the HERO Center should be completed later this fall. Cottage Grove has also appointed a new police captain, and it didn't take long for her to get started in her new role as emergency management leader. Before she was even sworn in, Captain Gwen Martin hosted a tabletop exercise organizing all our city teams to mobilize and response in the event of a disaster or crisis. Our departments will be coordinated, connected, and quick to respond to any emergency. Our team is ready when you need them the most. Some of the first people who will be there in an emergency is our Public Works Department. They are there to make sure our roads are plowed in the winter and smoothed in the summer. They manage and maintain our urban forest. Last year, our crews laid over 3,500 tons of asphalt and addressed more than 3,300 work orders. In 2019, Public Works will continue to respond when the community needs them. Our forester has already been out this year with the Department of Agriculture looking for signs of emerald ash borer. Last year, Public Works did treat 750 trees and replaced another 287 trees as we continually fight aggressively this bug. We are also inviting you to visit our Public Works facility on May 4th this year for our annual Spring Cleanup Day. Last year, 1,500 residents dropped off 70 refrigerators, 50 microwaves, 183 mattresses, amongst many other things. You name it, we do take it, and we dispose of it in a responsible and environmentally friendly way. In 2018, we talked a lot about water. The city completed construction of Well 12, and we had 2 treatment plants in place that ensure we're providing water that meets and exceeds the standards set by the Minnesota Department of Health. In fact, the department tests all of our wells quarterly and both of our treatment plants monthly. Every month since last fall, our 3M Settlement Work Group meets and continues their work on a long-term water supply plan for the East Metro. This sustainable and forward-looking plan will be completed by this year's end, and it will guide us with clean water needs for the decades ahead. Our city engineer will also be leading the second year of our Smart Controller project, which is a comprehensive effort to help reduce water use and improve water education. We are partnering with scholars and researchers from the University of St. Thomas. We will also be engaging our commercial partners by conducting audits and helping the irrigation efficiency upgrades. Due to the water issues we had in 2017, we have all learned many new ways to conserve water in our precious drinking water. These programs are a continuation of our efforts to be great stewards of this precious natural resource. We have so many great tools in our city, from snow plows and Zambonis to squad cameras to filtration systems. We've got it all. For me, my favorite tool is this thing right here. And this is a pair of ribbon cutting scissors that we put to good use in this past year. Make no mistake about it, Cottage Grove is growing. We're expanding our retail and industrial base, and we've had incredible increases in new home and development in our city. In 2018, we produced more than $52 million of commercial and industrial permit valuation. We have an ever-growing business park. North Star Sheets recently built a 162,000 square foot facility, and we nearly cut our retail vacancy rate in half from what it was just a year before. It all adds up to tremendous success, representing the results of a lot of hard work by this council and staff. Up North Plastics will be doubling in size and adding 200 new jobs. Modern Automotive grew its footprint and its workforce with an additional 25 jobs. The city developed an additional 23 acres of shovel-ready land in our business park in 2018. We now have 90 acres with utility and roadway infrastructure ready for potential development. So how do we top that in 2018? We'll develop another 100 plus acres to attract even more industry. We'll continue our business retention and expansion program by working with our school district to focus on workforce-ready curriculum, and we'll keep marketing Cottage Grove as a great place to build potential business and industries. Over the past few months, we also welcomed a great variety of new retail businesses in our community. TJ Maxx, Home Goods, Planet Fitness, Orange Theory, Rustic Floral, the Sushi Cafe, and I could go on. Soon we'll welcome Muddy Cow and watch the remodeling or expansion projects of both Target and Menards. We also look forward to putting in market rate apartments at the former City Hall site at 80th Street near Hinton. And we'll spruce things up throughout the city with our new facade improvement program, investing in visible enhancements for our local businesses to keep the commercial districts looking fresh, modern, and healthy. In terms of housing, we will work hard this year to provide a variety of high quality and affordable housing options for everyone. An example, North Square just added a 68-unit skilled care facility and a 3-story 64 apartment independent living facility. Presbyterian Homes also doubled its workforce by completing this project. I've also been told that the 64 independent living building is already almost full. Last year, Cottage Grove platted more than 350 new single-family lots and built 200 new homes. And I should mention, in December of 2018, Cottage Grove was recognized as having the second most housing permits granted in the state of Minnesota. Rest assured, we will build upon that number in 2019. Keeping up with our growth, we oversaw 19 street and utility projects, including the construction of the Ravine Parkway from Jamaica to County Road 19, which will be completed later this year. This spring, you'll see 2 very important street construction projects begin that will make our roads and intersections safer and accommodate both existing and future long-term growth. The first project is the second phase of the Ravine Parkway plan, which will kick into high gear as we reconstruct 65th Street between Hinton and Innsdale. The finished product will be consistent with our overall theme, complete with beautiful trails, landscaping, and lighting. We will also assist Washington County as we improve the increasingly busy intersection of Hinton and 70th Street. This forward-thinking plan includes construction of a roundabout to improve traffic flow and motorist safety for years to come. And again, both projects should be completed come later this fall. I can also report that I'm very proud of Cottage Grove's financial health. Long-term planning and fiscal conservatism gives us a strong fund balance and cash reserves. We've maintained a AA+ bond rating, and we just received our Government Financial Officers Association Award for the 28th year in a row. Our economic growth has helped keep money in your pocketbooks. While our levy this year increased by 3%, 83% of the resident taxpayers will not experience a city tax increase in 2019. I have to tell you, every time I look at our account and balance sheet, I have to shake my head a little bit. It is amazing to see our teams control spending, but yet still providing tremendous customer service. And it all adds up to exceptional value for you, the homeowners and the business owners. It is truly a testament to the financial stewardship here we have at City Hall. These accomplishments feed into our strategic plan, focusing our energy towards improving the business environment, our organizational culture, and quality of life. One key element of this broad vision is our goal to make Cottage Grove a recreation destination. And I will tell you, we're stepping on the gas in a big way to make this become a reality. First of all, let me tell you what we did in 2018. We have 39 pristine miles of shoreline on the mighty Mississippi, and we want to give you access to enjoy it. We built a canoe and kayak launch at Morris Park, and we started programs for everyone to take advantage of it. We'll increase these opportunities to explore the Great River more in 2019. Our Parks and Recreation Department put a lot of work in 2018, and you've responded. We enrolled 179 children in our supervised playground program, offering families fun and safe care over the summer months. I will mention a quick plug here per Zach, and that is we are now accepting applications for playground leaders, so if you are interested, obviously apply. I also should mention our facility rental revenue increased by nearly 50% this last year, and we restored more than 100 public acres in 2018 to natural prairie. And here's something we can be quite proud of. Not only did we offer 12,000 plus hours of programming at our ice arena, we kept it jam-packed with hockey tournaments. We've even started to expand our reach by offering indoor turf, dry floor rentals, meeting spaces, and special events. Over at River Oaks, we were also above par in a really good way. Golf revenue was up 6%, and the number of rounds grew by 4%, and we welcomed a 20% increase in tournaments, events, and leagues. The Events Center experienced more than a 30% growth, and total revenue for our clubhouse operation is up by over 40%. And I will mention, you gotta try the food. I dare you to pick your favorite between the Friday night fish fry or the prime ribs on Saturdays or the burgers. And I just will mention to you, the food at the Eagles Bar and Grill is absolutely amazing. So the question is, how do we top that in 2018? One thing we'll be doing is expanding Hamlet and Sunny Hill Parks. We are also replacing the refrigeration system in the north and south rinks in our ice arena. The new system will improve the customer experience and significantly reduce operating costs. A new concrete floor will also be added to the north rink to become a multi-use facility. We will complete in the summer construction work on budget and on time, just in time for next year's skating season. The city is also in the midst of a feasibility study for a potential community center. What services are we already providing? Are there any recreational gaps or amenities we aren't providing that are needed in our community? In the coming months, we'll ask you those questions, and in short, what do we need and what do you want? Public outreach has already started. We'll be asking you for feedback. We want to hear from you in person, by phone, by email, and on social media. I promise, and we will provide you plenty of opportunity to weigh in as we determine what our next steps will be. And by the way, I should mention, this is not a done deal by any means. We're exploring this together. We're talking to potential partners, and a task force of staff members and volunteer residents have studied other facilities in the metro. I assure you that we'll be communicating with you, keeping you up to date throughout this process. Public outreach will continue through June, and it is quite possible that we gather all the information, pass it along to you, and you decide that, and let you decide through a referendum question in November. Is this something you would like the city to build? We'll make sure that you have all the information you need to make an informed decision. And this leads me to my final point, and it is perhaps the most important message I'd like to deliver this evening. We've talked a lot about tangible things, the growth of our tax base, our beautiful parks and trails, street improvements, and public safety facilities. But frankly, in my opinion, what makes Cottage Grove the best place in the country to live is you. People make this place and a proud and passionate community. You choose to live here or operate a business here because you surround yourself with incredible people. We support each other. We help each other. We communicate to each other, and we serve each other. We get things done, and we work well together. Again, this is a city that works, and we will continue to work very hard on your behalf in the months ahead. Cottage Grove has a bold and ambitious vision, and I'm proud to represent the citizens of Cottage Grove. And I'll be honest with you, I can't wait to see what 2019 brings to our great city. And I will end this presentation with saying Cottage Grove is where pride and prosperity meet. Thank you.